Yeah, we got 2 bottles of wine.
It's only because you said about the wine. And
Geez, I tell you what, I hope you didn't pick up these bad habits from me.
I've got you to thank, Bob.
I hope.
I'll have 2 glasses.
Yep.
One of each.
Yeah.
It's a great world, isn't it?
Beautiful.
There's an old
Well, you don't have to grab it. Take your chances.
Alright, so how is everybody doing today?
Pretty good.
I thought we were supposed to have a favourite paddle.
Does everybody know what river we're on?
At the basket.
The Athabasca actually flows north. It's kind of interesting like that. You don't get a lot of rivers flowing north. Threw some people off because if you think of a map, north's always at the top of the map. So usually every year I get a few questions if the river's actually running uphill. No, it's still going down.
My wife just told me she paid extra to see a bear. I want to see a bear.
It's how it's field, you never know. I hand out schedules on a daily basis, but I haven't seen the pay attention.
So does this come from the Athabasca Glacier? Is that?
It does in a bit of a roundabout way. They originally thought it came from the Athabasca Glacier, but the river actually coming off that glacier is the Sunwapta River, which goes for like 30 kilometers, then feeds into the Athabasca. So all this water is, about 80% of this water is coming from the ice fields.
We'll stay in the back.
About 80% glacial. So we actually get high water in July and August. We need that extra heat, warm months to actually melt the glacier to fill up the river. Another reason why the water temperatures of the plate is midsummer gets up to maybe 6 degrees. Right now it's probably closer to 4.
Oh.
We don't like to call it cold, we call it refreshing. If you're still a little bit sleepy and you haven't had your coffee yet, just let me know. I can give you a splash to wake you up.
Not bad.
You do?
Yeah, there were a couple of elk.
Are there?
Yeah.
I just spotted them. Then I heard the guy say next behind
Yeah,
us.
you can't really see it. It's still in the clouds. We got Edith Cavell there. After Tyson Valley in there. Really Friday.
I tell you, more some gets on. The LA is just beautiful.
Yeah. All sorts of lichens and mosses. That's why we're all here.
Okay, folks, so now, coming up on the hill, does anyone have any last words? Want to get off? You have until the count of 3, 2, and too late. You're mine now. All right, and we are in business. So right now we are going down what is known as a 32% grade. What that means is, for every 100 feet that you go out, you will be going down 32 feet. Hopefully not all at once. Now, there's two very special features here that really allow us to take control of the vehicle as we go on down the mountain here. First off the bat, very important feature in my opinion, it's that I am an amazing driver. Second off the bat, we have 6-wheel drive here and transmission lockup. Both of these features allow us to just sort of glide right down the side of the moraine here. In fact, I barely am touching any of the pedals right now as we speak. In fact, if I were to really pump on the brakes right now, we might stall the engine and actually get in trouble. But because of the first feature, me being a great driver, that is not going to happen today. And we made it. Not nearly as scary as you thought, eh? Okay, so, got a question for you guys. Did you guys happen to see the older snow coach that was parked right outside the Icefield Center? The big blue bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the old shake and bake right there. That was the last style of snow coach where you actually on the tire tracks. That was used right up until 1987. That's when they started replacing them with these vehicles. Back in the mid-80s, Parks Canada came out to Brewster, said, okay, we've updated our policy. You need to redo your vehicles to be more eco-friendly on the ice. That's exactly what Brewster did. They went to a company called Foremost, based out of Calgary, Alberta, to buy 22 out of the 23 planned snow coaches to be built over the next 10 years. So as of right now, we have 22 out of the only 23 vehicles like this on the entire planet. The only other one that does have this vehicle being used in Antarctica. A bunch of U.S. scientists are going out on an excursion there. They are currently for 3 years. They use one of these vehicles to transport goods and supplies to and from their base out there. Pretty neat, eh? So when we purchased these vehicles back in the mid-80s, they went for about $350,000 each. But because of inflation and just how specialized this vehicle is, to get a brand new one would easily cost you $1.2 million. And to think they gave one to me. So right now, you guys are going through what is known as the Brewster tire wash. Just washes our tire of dirt, rock, and rubble. So so we don't track it onto the glacier itself. Now, the main difference between the old snow coach and this new one are, in fact, the tires. Right now, you are on 6 behemoth tires. They sit at about 5 feet tall by 3 feet thick. We only use them for 3 seasons, even though they cost $5,000 each. Simply because we keep them at a very low pressure rating, 10 to 15 PSI to be exact, or if you're not familiar with your PSI ratings, that's about half the pressure of a regular car tire. Now, the reason why we keep it at such a low pressure is because we need it to grip the glacial ice while being delicate at the same time. Okay, so you guys are officially on the Athabasca Glacier as of right now.
How's that, Pop?
Yeah. What do you reckon? 700 seconds, you know, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, T, where's those cups?
Just the water.
Yeah, there's some.
Go for it. It's been waiting millions of years to be drunk.
Yeah. Want us up?
Chilled. Smooth.
Well, let me take the photo while we drink it.
At the Athabasca Falls.
That would be nice to stop, wouldn't it?
It's not cold, is it?
No.
You've just gotten used to it, Pop.
Eh?
You've just gotten used to
I think
it.
I must have too, Evan. Yeah. God, I can't get over that bloody Japanese. So I tell you what, she thought she was going to go to 100 feet deep. And well, she going crook now, going crook at each other. Sloppy slope.
We'll go down to the other end,
Yeah.
which is a bit... Oh, thank you, Evan. Terry?
That was close. Ah. Ah.
Don't you start on me.
엄마 그리고 그 맨 끝 점 있잖아 점 스팟을 여기 평선에 맞춰.
And the reveal. I'm on a lake. I'm on a lake. Looking at a mountain. This is so nice.
We'll get it all fairly steady. Oh.
You know, Pop, that goes pretty deep.
You don't better leave it alone. Oh, hang. You're taking your feet in, mate. Get a good grip.
You right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's like Louise. I remember it last time.
What's that?
I don't remember the trees in the very back.
No, that's not Lake Louise.
No, I didn't think it was.
This is Bull Lake.
Looks like much like it though, doesn't it?
It's basically the same, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You leaving your mark too? Do you want to take a shot, Pop?
Well, you? What, you standing in there?
No, do you want to stand in
You
there?
want me to stand up there?
Do you want to stand in there?
No, I don't know.
So hold your hand there so you can get buried.
I don't feel like getting wet feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at her. Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy.
Is there not a trailer? I thought it was open.
Oh, he wasn't too bad, really. Canada.
What do you keep saying? Canada?
Yeah.
Canada.
He was worse when he was sitting right in front of us.
Yes, well, I would say it would be. Was it a relief when he moved?
Oh, look, there he is, look.
He's posing, you little bugger. He comes into it. This is the way we walked around with your mum and you and Madison.
Is it?
And did you lose your sunglasses or something? Your mum bought you some sunglasses.
I don't remember.
And you left and we walked around and we were sort of looking and there was a little squirrel or whatever it was down there and you were bending down and then we were walking back here and you said about your sunglasses.
Oh, maybe the squirrel took them.
Maybe after that. I think your mum had only just bought them.
The wonders of nature. Look at it go. Here I am. It's the lake. We're in the soup kitchen. The soup kitchen. Here, this is the soup drains into the lake.
What are you dreaming up?
He's gonna.
This is informally known as the best mountain. There aren't any better mountains anywhere, so they just named it the best mountain. That's Vicky. That's the Victoria's Glacier. Vicky's Glacier. There's a bunch of rocks over there. And there's a house too somewhere, but I can't see it. It's too far away. This is the best lake. Look at that. You can see right through the lake to the ground underneath it. Not a lot of lakes do that.
I'm down. Let's get the car. Yeah. Little chipmunk you see anywhere.
No. If we keep quiet, if we keep quiet, they might come out.
Come on, chippies.
Fell off.
This lake is a lot more elevated than I expected.
Mm.
You can rent a canoe.
Yeah.
Let's head to the left.
Yeah, I want to look at the thing.
Look. Civilization.
There we go. The pristine waters of the Cabin Lake. My gosh. Just look at it. There's fishies. Gosh, it's lunchtime. Is it already lunchtime?
Yeah.
I've probably got. What go down?
Oh. Ah!